What's the weirdest sex act you've ever done alone?
Using a home TNS machine to zap myself to finishing.
Started fingering my ass in like high school, but that wasn't enough. Went to Sharpie markers, but not enough. Had the idea to use a banana, but the bottom end had that hard, kinda sharp end on it. So what did I do? I used sandpaper to file it down to be smooth and an easy glide in. Needless to say, bananas don't last too long going up the ass.
Every year I help my dad with Christmas lights. I climb up on the roof and carefully clip all of the lights onto the peaks. I grew up in a conservative house and only recently discovered how nice masturbating can be. Did you know that orgasms can help relieve period cramps? Who knew? Well, I have a particular fondness for the cowgirl position with my BF, but it absolutely destroys my knees. Sitting on my knees on a flat, even if it's soft, surface is difficult for me. So here I am, sitting on the warm roof, hanging lights on my house, when my dad walks inside to get something. I'm straddling a roof peak, all alone, the neighborhood is quiet and I can see there's no one outside. I'm at an angle where I can't be seen from the ground anyway. My knees are at the perfect angle to not hurt in this position, and suddenly thoughts of the BF enter my head. I just start rocking back and forth on the peak of my roof. When my dad came back out, I was in a much better mood.
I was quite horny in my early teens, so I looked up innovative ways to masturbate. As it seems, if you hollow out a cucumber and microwave it, it does not feel like the inside of a vagina. I was left with the most disgusting vegetable you've ever seen and a memory that lives under the surface of my dignity.
Not me, but a dude that was a few years older than me in high school. This dude, Ted, decided that it was a good idea to fuck a head and shoulders shampoo bottle while he was in the shower. His dick ended up getting stuck in the bottle and he had to go to the ER to get it removed. Afterward he was forever known as Ted and Shoulders.
Not the act itself, I guess, but the event as a whole. We lived in the sticks and internet shopping wasn't really a thing back then, not that we had internet anyway. I was a horny but resourceful teenage girl, so I whittled myself a penis-like dildo out of a piece of firewood, sanded it, and varnished it. I was around 14 to 15 at the time. I tested it out once without a condom, and freaked out about the potential toxicity of the varnish. Then used a disposable latex glove, because there were no condoms in the house, and the thought of buying them was mortifying. In the end I was too paranoid about it being found, so I tossed it into the fire the next time the fireplace was lit.
Shoved a 2x2-inch bath bomb up my ass with plastic wrap still on.
I tried to use hand sanitizer as lube once. Don't try it.
My grandmother, bless her soul, was the sweetest, most innocent woman you'd ever met. She would stay with us sometimes and help out around the house. One year, for Christmas, she bought me a pack of hankies. Obviously confused, I wanted an explanation. She said to me that I need to use hankies to blow my nose into, instead of all my clothes, because she did the washing and saw all the crusty stains on them. I am sorry, Grandma. I am really, really sorry.
Poured shampoo down my urethra, thinking it would generate some sort of pleasure. Narrator, it did not.
Got so horny that I masturbated with a carrot and went to see my then BF with the carrot still inside me, 20 minutes bus ride, just to be greeted by his mom at the door. Nope, the fuck out of there even before entering his place. Edit, wow. Thanks guys.
One time I heated up a 5-layer bean burrito from Taco Bell for about 150 seconds before trying to use it as a fleshlight. I went balls deep and caused first-degree burn on my crotch. Yes, I was a teen when I did this. Yes, I worked at Taco Bell. No, I would not recommend. No, that's not how we made sour cream.
Made a fake vagina with a rubber glove, empty pasta sauce jar, a bath sponge and a rubber band. Then fucked it for weeks as a lonely teenager.
Spent a whole day during school break lazy in bed, seeing how many times I could ejaculate. The answer for 17-year-old me was 12 times. 44-year-old me has not yet repeated the experiment, but my guess is once.
Dug a penis-size hole in the ground, filled it with packing grease, fucked it.
Once when I was a young teen, I wanted to know what my cum tasted like, but licking it off my hands seemed gross, so I jerked off into a Tostitos registered scoop, and then ate it. It would take me years to realize that cum is both salty, but not that salty.
I wrote a raunchy message to a girl on my phone but didn't send it. I aimed my erection at the phone and made a deal with my dick that if it could get hard enough to reach the send button, the message would get on its way.
I wanted to make my own fleshlight, so I took the tube out of a roll of toilet paper and dunked the TP into warm water. I then put my dick into this warm mass of wet toilet paper. It felt decent but made such a mess, and the post-nut guilt was something else.
Saw a thing in a hentai, decided to try it out, gave myself a UTI and thrush. If you're gonna fuck a bottle, make sure to sterilize it first.
In middle school, I once got a postcard from a girl I was super into. I'm pretty sure it was a generic birthday card. Anyway, I was so excited that I opened the card, cut a hole in the middle and tried to fuck it. Didn't go well, do not recommend. Highly uncomfortable and painful.
One time when I was like 11, my PS2 controller glitched out and it just vibrated non-stop. That's all I'll say.
I used a wooden sword as a dildo when I was a teenager.
Once when I was a teen I masturbated on horseback. And no, before anyone says anything weird, it wasn't anything bestiality related. I was just always forced to go on horse rides/camping trips with my parents and had to sleep in the front of the horse trailer on a cot, so no privacy, and was in the middle of the woods, so no bathroom or anything. I was really horny that weekend for some reason, and so after we finished our group trail ride I said I was gonna ride more by myself and rode off into the woods. I rubbed one off up on top of the saddle really quickly, then rode back to camp like nothing ever happened. I'm so glad no one happened to come by. Hormones as a teen are insane. That horse was probably like, WTF she doing up there, and why am I having to stand here like this in the middle of nowhere? LOL.
At age 8 on vacation in Spain with my family, I made love to a Smarties tube. Got my penis stuck, and then my brother busted me. He still call me Mr. Smarty sometimes. In 26 edit, after some quick Google searching I found out it was not a Smarties tube. It was a mini M&M tube. I guess the whole nickname thing is ruined. By the way, I sent my brother a screenshot of reaching 10K. He simply replied, "Legend, thanks for all rewards, clapping hands."
When I was a kid I had the thought, if I could jerk off but keep the cum in me, would it feel good for longer? So I put scotch tape over my pee hole and went to town. Suffice to say it was very painful and I have a bit of a lasting trauma. Would not recommend.
Role-played sex on a Minecraft server.
I used a soft fishing lure as a dildo and lotion as lube. Got super freaked out after. I was really high and paranoid, so I called poison control thinking I was going to die from the chemicals on the lure, LOL.
I once took a soup spoon up my bum, the handle, with some Vaseline lube on. After I had to throw out the spoon. I just couldn't look at it again the same way. Edit changed the trademarked Vaseline to lube as it was a regular sex lube.
Tied my own legs to the bed posts behind my head, but I tied them too tight, so I had to cut myself out with a mechanical pencil on my nightstand. It took about 20, maybe more like 15 minutes.
I would love to claim it, but I had a roommate in uni who used to be basically positions himself upside down against a wall. His legs, lower back and mid-back all against the wall. His weight bearing down on the back of his neck and shoulder blades. He used to wank in this position and come on his own face. He freely discussed this with me. Asked him why he wanted to come on his own face, and he just shrugged his shoulders.